Welcome to InfoHub Recap, where we focus on the top issues for the past week. In our headlines, President ends successful trip to inaugural solar summit in India. March 12 was Commonwealth Day. More oil and gas exploration contracts released, and it was 105 years since the Rose Hall martyrs lost their lives. Stay tuned for the details of these and more. President David Granger returned home after participating in the founding conference of the International Solar Alliance in India. The head of state met with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and discussed ways to step up cooperation between the two nations. Climate change, renewable energy, trade and investment, capacity building and developmental cooperation were among the topics discussed. Stacey Carmichael joins us. She tells us that East Bank Demerara residents will benefit from improved access to justice with the construction of the Diamond Grove Magistrates Court.
The start was today turned for the construction of the Diamond Grove Magistrates Court in the compound of the Golden Grove Police Station. Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George said the turning of the sod and planting of a tree are symbolic of the growth in not only administering of justice, but the court system.
As we seek to construct and will be constructing a new court building to serve this community, which we know is a large community now. We just had Providence Court that was serving this community, but due to the development of the housing in this area, we have thought it fit to establish another court to serve this community as we seek to ensure access to justice.
Registrar Suan Lovell said the idea of a new magistrates court was birthed by former Chancellor Justice Carl Singh in recognition of the high volume of cases that rested on the shoulders of one magistrate.
Against this backdrop, His Honor sought to identify a suitable location for the court, and since this area in Diamond Grove had become one of the largest and most densely populated housing developments on the East Bank, it made sense to establish the court at or near this area. The Chancellor was made aware of a plot of land near the Golden Grove Police Station, and since it is our custom to establish courts wherever possible close to the police station, he set about giving fruit to his seed of an idea.
The court is being built by PD Contracting Incorporated. The contract was signed on November 1, 2017 with the official construction date of November 17, 2017. However, inclement weather and the site's layout resulted in setbacks. When completed, the building will boast 2 courtrooms, a library, 2 magistrates' chambers, 2 clerks' offices, a registry, a holding cell, briefing room, janitor's room, and bailiff bond. It is expected to be the first local court outfitted with an elevator. The court will be constructed at a cost of over $132 million. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
Zanil Williams tells us that the Tidy Up Detergent Refill Center, which aims to promote the 3R initiative of recycling, reduction and reuse of resources, was officially launched on Saturday. The business, which is located at 3rd Avenue in Diamond, East Bank Demerara, allows persons to refill their liquid detergent bottles at a reduced cost.
Chemist Melissa Young said she and her husband prided themselves on the quality of the product they worked on to make available to the Guyanese market.
We have worked tremendously on providing a quality product that is still affordable for the homes, and most importantly, our brand is local. So I think it's one of the things that the Guyanese public can be very proud of.
Co-owner of Tidy Up, Dwayne Young, noted that the business idea stemmed from the desire to override the negative effects plastic bottles have on society.
The aim of this is to have this as a community-focused project. So any community can set up a refill center. Young entrepreneurs can come and say, hey, I have a space, and we'd like to set up our center in our community. We will manufacture and supply you detergent. We'll come in and help you set one of these centers up, whatever space. Someone called us and said they have a mobile bus they want to convert into a refill center. The aim at the end of the day, we're on a mission to ensure that not one plastic bottle finds its way in a dump site again.
Chief Executive Officer of the Small Business Bureau, Dr. Lowell Porter, encouraged Guyanese to support the local line of detergents.
We have to support businesses like these. We have to take our monies and invest it back into our communities. If you don't support the smaller ones, they would always remain small, right? And you will always be buying overseas. And your economy, your country, will be always lagging.
5 years ago, the Youngs started the detergent refill idea in their kitchen and laundry room with just a bucket and a paddle to experiment with their line of detergents. Zanil Williams for InfoHub.
Education, motivation, and encouragement are the keys to ensuring youths continue to develop innovative solutions. So said Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Greenidge as he opened a Commonwealth Day exhibition. More from Paul McAdam.
Minister Greenidge was on Monday addressing an exhibition at the Guyana, which was organized by the Parliament in observance of Commonwealth Day 2018. He noted the key to mitigating the effects of fast-growing threats is the implementation of measures that ensure correct decisions are made.
You can't, of course, protect yourself against everything, but the main protection has to do with us putting in place the institutions, the organizations, and educational systems that enable us to make reasoned and reasonable decisions about the challenges that face us. But perhaps even more importantly, it is important that our young people see that we are a reflective and organized people in confronting the future.
Minister of State Joseph Harmon noted that if nations work together, they can face unprecedented challenges and benefit from the numerous opportunities that are available for individual and collective sustainable development.
The Commonwealth remains at the forefront of policy research and global advocacy to assist small states to build resilience, access financing, alleviate debt burden, and devise measures to respond to natural disasters and the impact of climate change. We have and we can continue to achieve more as a collective than as individual states.
Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Barton Scotton, noting the displayed projects, expressed optimism that the fight against climate change is in good hands.
What struck me with the exhibits I've been able to look at is that they speak of concerns which we have now. It is a very good thing, and many of the exhibits speak of concerns in their respective villages, their respective communities. And that too is interesting and quite, from our point of view, quite promising for our future.
The exhibition showcased technology and science-based projects from several schools which provide solutions for combating climate change and environmental issues. Commonwealth Day is observed on March 12th. The Parliament Office has planned a series of activities to commemorate the event, which was observed under the theme Towards a Common Future. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
The 15 martyrs who lost their lives 105 years ago were on Tuesday honored for what Minister of Social Cohesion Dr. George Norton described as bravery for their rights. Here's this Tiffany Rojas report.
The martyrs were remembered during a small yet significant wreath-laying ceremony held at the Rose Hall Memorial Site, Kanji Berbice. The martyrs' heroic act, Minister George Norton said, must not be forgotten as their efforts played a critical role in the lives we live today.
As Guyanese, we must emulate the bravery of those fallen heroes. As Guyanese, we need to stand firmly to guard against injustices.
Region 6 Regional Executive Officer Kim Williams-Stephen reminded that 15 martyrs lost their lives in a quest to provide a good life for future generations.
If Guyana and the people of Rose Hall and the people of New Amsterdam is to have that life, that better life that our ancestors would have struggled and fought for to the end of their death, as we are commemorating today, then isn't it not time for us to put our energies together?
The REO encouraged all to work together to ensure the martyrs' efforts were not in vain. The martyrs were killed by colonial police after protesting Manager James Smith's decision to withhold a promise of 4 days of additional holidays. The workers were Moti Khan, Bolal, Sohan, Hulas, Badri, Jugai, Sadalu, Sarju, Lalji, Durga, Gafur, Rupan, Jagu, Nibur and Gobindai, the lone female. For InfoHub, Tiffany Rogers.
It was Glaucoma Weekend. Alicia Haynes tells us that citizens, especially those above the age of 40, were encouraged to get their eyes screened.
Free eye screening for glaucoma is being offered at the Georgetown Public Hospital's eye clinic from March 12 to 16. According to ophthalmologist Dr. Janelle Sarju-Kanai, glaucoma is irreversible. Glaucoma is a group of diseases that damages the eye's optic nerve and can result in vision loss and blindness. However, with early detection and treatment, you can often protect your eyes against serious vision loss.
Glaucoma is actually a progressive disease of the eye that affects the nerve at the back of the eye. You can't see it, so it's at the back. We only use special equipment in order to check at the back of the eye so we see the optic disc.
In most cases, glaucoma could be hereditary, but anyone is at risk. Persons are being urged to get their eyes screened regularly for glaucoma since there are not specific symptoms.
It doesn't cause any symptom at all until it's in the very advanced stages. That's when we can't do anything much for the patient. So you won't get any pain, you won't get any redness of the eye or any other symptom at all. The only chance that the only case you will actually get some amount of pain is something called acute glaucoma.
World Glaucoma Week 2018 is being observed under the theme, Go Get Your Eyes Tested for Glaucoma, Save Your Sight. For InfoHub, Alicia Haynes.
Former Police Commissioner Silal Prasad testified before the Lindo Creek COI. Tiffany joins us again.
Former Police Commissioner Silal Prasad today testified that police ranks were not responsible for the Lindo Creek murders.
During the 5th of June 2008, I headed an operation including 6 additional police ranks and some civilians who knew the area and went to Christmas Falls.
Prasad was crime chief at the time, acting on instructions of then Police Commissioner Henry Green. He explained that now Assistant Commissioner Clifton Hicken was part of the team which encountered Rondell Feynman Rollins' gang at Christmas Falls, located in the Berbice River.
Early the following morning, Assistant Commissioner Hicken crossed the river in the boat that we took there. And shortly after that, I heard a series of gunshot sounds, including rapid fire, that lasted for a while. I thereafter crossed the river using the same boat and observed that there was the body of a person I later learned to be Otis Fifi, called Mother, with a gunshot injury to his face.
Commissioner Prasad said it was reported to him by Hicken that the men escaped in the direction of Lindo Creek. He added his team was then instructed by Commissioner Green to withdraw from the area since the joint services will be taking over the case.
My ranks were not at Lindo Creek. We were at Christmas Falls.
So from your knowledge, you're not aware of any member of the police force being in the Lindo Creek area during that period?
No, I am sure that we are not there because we left on the 6th and arrived in Georgetown on the 6th.
For InfoHub, Tiffany Rogers.
After a 15-year hiatus, the Cuyuna-Mazaruni region is reintroducing the Cyril Potter College of Education's Distance Education Training Program. Here is this Saffron Gabriel report.
The program will see persons being trained in the teaching profession for the region's nursery and primary schools. The move comes after residents demanded to have trained teachers in the region's schools, especially since it was difficult to attract trained teachers from the coast. Regional Education Officer with responsibility to Region 7, Akbar Chindu.
We had it before, but that's over 15 years ago. I've been trying and to get the program on stream. And recently, we got a positive reply in that the Trained Teacher Certificate program will commence in the region. We have the modules will be here shortly. The Distance Education Unit of CPC, they informed us that we'll have 2 branches here. We'll have one in Central Bartico, which will cater for teachers from Lower and Middle Mazaruni. And in the Upper Mazaruni, we'll have a branch at Cameron.
The teachers will meet twice a month and be tutored by trained graduates at 2 locations in the region.
Tutorial sessions for the first semester is expected to be from April 11th to the 13th. And in Bartica, we're hoping to have that training at the Learning Resource Center. And at Camarang, it is going to be at the Education Office. For the first semester, it is just 4 areas they will be having. The 4 subject areas will be English Proficiency 1, teaching across the curriculum, teaching methods, and introduction to curriculum.
Trainee teachers will wear the CPC uniform while attending classes and during school hours, as is done on the coast. The move signals a major step in the effort to alleviate the lack of trained teachers in the hinterland regions. For InfoHub, Stefan Gabriel.
Fathers urged to do more as the Child Care and Protection Agency launched its Back to Basic Toddlers Reading Program at the 1 Mile Health Center, Linden. Upper Demerara Berbice. Seneca Thorne has the details.
At the launch of the 1 Mile Health Center, CPA Director Anne Green emphasized males' importance and pressed healthcare workers to implement a day in which fathers will visit the clinic with their children.
We got to get back to the time when children learn to read on the laps of their parents. And like the chairman said, I am sorry that more men is not here today. Men, they must got the baby father day at the clinic.
Linden's outgoing Mayor Carwin Holland said that it is important that children learn to appreciate books and reading stories from an early age, since it is critical to their development and ability to comprehend words.
This is an important event. We need to encourage our children with reading. And if you look at the photograph, I think I saw a photo of a mother holding the child. I just want to say that the men play a very important role in this aspect too.
A mobile library was also unveiled at the health center, and a Quality of Toddlers book was distributed for persons attending the clinic. The Back to Basics Toddlers Reading Program will be established at over 300 health centers and 360 childcare facilities countrywide. The program is aimed at encouraging parents to read books with their children, preparing them for a formal education. Seneca Thorne for InfoHub.
The Ministry of Social Protection, through the National Commission of the Elderly, has launched a training exercise for executives of Sunset Senior Citizens Clubs in 4 of the 10 administrative regions. Seneca joins us again.
At today's launch of the training exercise, Director of Social Services Wentworth Tanner explained that the idea is to get feedback about issues and concerns that seniors have.
I think it would be unfair for decisions and policies to be made without the involvement of seniors.
Tanner said the groups will be used as a vehicle to ensure all seniors benefit from programs implemented by the government.
Moving forward, we're hoping to foster an even closer relationship with the groups that are gathered here today and those groups that will be included eventually from each of the 10 administrative regions.
7 groups participated in the training exercise. Participants will be educated on their roles and responsibilities and the objective and outlook of the National Commission of the Elderly. The Sunset of Senior Citizens Club were established in Regions 2, 3, 4 and 10 to serve as guides for government's policies for the country's seniors. Seneca Thorne for InfoHub.
A workshop was launched on Wednesday to assist Maruka's indigenous leaders to develop their village improvement plans. Tiffany Rogers has the details.
Minister within the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Valerie Garrido-Lowe, opened the 4-day workshop on Tuesday.
We need to make plans that would last us for years to come. Sustainable plans. Not plans that will change with the election of new officials. We need the people to get on board with these long-term plans.
The indigenous leaders are also being assisted by Conservation International Guyana to prepare the VIPs.
We do have other important things to factor into our planning in these modern times, like the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN and our country's Green State Development Strategy. Climate change is real, and our plans have to factor in ways to safeguard ourselves and to preserve enough of our forests and water
for our sustenance.
VIPs are long-term sustainable plans which are expected to guide socio-economic development in indigenous communities. For InfoHub, Tiffany Rogers.
Popular football coach Gordon Ultimate Warrior Braffett will soon be imparting his knowledge to Region 8's youth.
Minister of Social Cohesion with responsibility for culture, youth and sport, Dr. George Norton, explained that the region's residents have long called for a coach to harness the talents of their youth.
The old folks in the villages are saying to us, we want coaches, because when you give us a football, our children run behind it, kick it, and who first get it, kick it again. So they were asking for us. Now they're asking for coaches. Cato has got one of the most natural grounds that I've ever seen in this country. So we had to provide that.
Braffett has had the distinct honor of participating at the World Cup level as a player in 1980, captain in 1984, and as a coach in 1992. Minister Norton said that Braffett is enthusiastic about his future role in the development of hinterland football.
We've already made arrangements for him to be employed. I think he might have signed up already. And we spoke with the regional authorities. They've identified his place to stay. He will be staying at Cato, but from Cato he'll be going to all the surrounding villages like Paramakatoy, like Kurukubaru, Kadampang, Etabak, and back to Monkey Mountain that they asked for it in the first place. But we're hoping to see Gordon on the ground working with all the enthusiasm that he has expressed to us.
The minister's move is in keeping with a promise he made when he took responsibility for sport to push its development countrywide. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
The Bureau of Statistics, the Inter-American Development Bank, and other stakeholders on Thursday launched Guyana Labor Force Survey First Quarter Bulletin to track labor market dynamics. Crystal Stahl has the details.
Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Hector Butts, said the LFS bulletin is critical since its data will aid in shaping objective decision-making.
To have such statistics, it can serve two major purposes. First, at the level of managing macroeconomic planning to determine the impact of labor in the generation of wealth in Guyana. Second, at the career planning level, to permit youths and others to effect career planning against the background of projected needs for skills based on both replacement of persons like myself leaving the workforce and demand for new labor via natural growth and innovation in the economy.
Dr. Butts believes the LFS quarterly bulletin will garner conversations on the effectiveness of policies towards labor and the labor force.
It is the expectation, to my mind, that the University of Guyana and academia in general would exploit the availability of current labor force data to expand their knowledge of the dynamics of the labor force market. Likewise, our trade unions should also utilize these statistics so that the bargaining process for enhanced employee benefits can be based more on reliable statistics.
Dr. Butts encouraged that labor force statistics be collected and processed consistently over time. He also assured the Bureau of Statistics and other international and local stakeholders of the government's support for a continuous quarterly labor force survey. Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
On Friday, the contract with Tullow Guyana BV and Eco Atlantic Oil and Gas Incorporated were released. The documents are available on the Department of Public Information's website, www.dpi.gov.gy, and the Ministry's website, www.nre.gov.gy. Tullow Oil, parent company of Tullow Guyana BV, is a leading independent oil and gas exploration and production company, which has interests in 90 exploration and production licenses across 16 countries that are in West Africa, East Africa, and new ventures, which includes Guyana and French Guyana. In the interest of transparency, the government of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana will continue to make petroleum agreements available to the public. We end by telling you that Guyana will host the OAS's 24th Tourism Congress.
The Congress, which takes place on the 21st and the 22nd of March at the Marriott Hotel, will be attended by international and regional tourism officials. National Coordinator Donald St. Clair said the response has been overwhelming, with 25 of the OAS member countries slated to attend.
What I'm hearing from the OAS authorities at this is perhaps the best attended OAS Congress. If that turns out to be so, then Guyana deserves the kudos. Right? I think it certainly speaks to our sense of how we can host things. That, as you know from the media, Guyana seems to be hosting almost every week a new meeting, a new seminar, we're talking international, and in this case, a Congress.
OAS Representative Ambassador John Rico Dormias congratulated the government for the commitment shown to the growth and development of the tourism sector.
With all the ministers of tourism in Georgetown to discuss strategies and ways to connect and to push the sector, I believe Guyana will do well.
The two-day Congress will be held under the theme, Connecting the Americas Through Sustainable Tourism. It will be preceded by a tourism exhibition organized by the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana on March 20. President David Granger will also host the visiting dignitaries to a reception on March 21st. The conference is being managed by OAS conference specialist Luis Coimbra of Brazil. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
Thanks for watching. Join us again next week. Goodbye.
The future of Guyana has never looked better. Our nation is on the cusp of a development program like never seen before. While Guyana is now emerging as an energy giant through the discovery of massive reserves of oil and natural gas, it is your government's intention that the huge benefits emerging from this will go where it matters most, to you, the people of this beloved country. There is a surge of confidence in the way Guyana is governed once again, and the level of investor interest is unprecedented. Guyana is poised to become the breadbasket of the region, and the pace at which this nation will grow through prudent fiscal management will be nothing short of impressive. But more than anything else will be the way every Guyanese, regardless of color, class, or creed, becomes a part of this historic period of national transformation, sharing in the wealth and well-being of it all as one Guyana.